The truth no one talks about is that most people are tired not because they are lazy but because they are carrying invisible weight every single day. They wake up and perform strength for a world that rarely asks how they are really doing. They smile, they work, they laugh, they scroll, they survive, and inside they feel a quiet pressure that never fully leaves them. We're told that if we just try harder, stay positive, wake up earlier, grind longer, then life will finally open its doors. But the truth no one talks about is that effort alone does not heal emptiness, and success alone does not cure loneliness. Many people reach the goals they once prayed for and still feel something missing, and that silence scares them more than failure ever did, because no one prepared them for the moment when achievement does not equal peace. We are taught how to chase but not how to rest, how to impress but not how to feel, how to win but not how to be whole. The truth no one talks about is that most confidence you see online is borrowed and most happiness is edited. People post highlights while hiding their doubts, and the more we compare, the more we quietly believe that something is wrong with us for not being happy all the time. But being human was never meant to be a constant state of joy. It was meant to be a rhythm of highs and lows, of clarity and confusion, of strength and softness. Yet we shame ourselves for the lows and rush through them instead of listening to what they are trying to teach us. The truth no one talks about is that healing is not glamorous. It is slow and awkward and uncomfortable. It looks like setting boundaries and feeling guilty. It looks like outgrowing people you once loved. It looks like choosing yourself and being misunderstood. It looks like silence instead of constant noise, and boredom instead of chaos. And that kind of healing does not get applause, it does not go viral, but it changes lives. The truth no one talks about is that many people are not afraid of failing. They are afraid of being seen. They are afraid that if they show their real thoughts, their real emotions, their real dreams, they will be judged, rejected, or abandoned. So they shrink, they adapt, they become versions of themselves that are easier to accept, and over time they forget who they were before the world told them who to be. And one day they wake up successful, admired, and empty, wondering why nothing feels like enough. The truth no one talks about is that love is not just about finding the right person, it is about being the right place for yourself, because no relationship can save you from yourself, and no amount of attention can fill a void created by self-abandonment. Real love requires presence, honesty, and courage, and that starts internally. But we chase romance like a cure instead of a mirror. The truth no one talks about is that growth often feels like loss before it feels like freedom. When you change, you lose familiarity, you lose comfort, you lose versions of people who only knew the old you, and that grief is real even when the change is necessary, even when it is healthy. And many people stop growing because they do not want to grieve, but staying the same slowly costs more than evolving ever will. The truth no one talks about is that motivation is unreliable and discipline is built on compassion, not punishment. The people who keep going are not the ones who hate themselves into improvement. They are the ones who learn how to rest without quitting, how to fail without giving up, and how to speak to themselves with kindness even when they fall short. The truth no one talks about is that you are not behind, you are not broken, and you are not weak for feeling overwhelmed. In a world that constantly demands more, your pace is allowed, your path is valid, and your worth is not measured by productivity, likes, or approval. The quiet moments count, the unseen efforts matter, and the days you simply survive are still days you show strength. The truth no one talks about is that life does not suddenly make sense one day. Clarity comes in pieces through experience, mistakes, conversations, and time, and most people are figuring it out as they go, even the ones who look like they have it all together. And if you are listening to this feeling like you are missing something, maybe you are not missing anything, maybe you are just becoming someone new, and that process is uncomfortable, uncertain, and necessary, because the truth no one talks about is that becoming yourself is the hardest and most important work you will ever do, and no one can do it for you. The story does not end with answers, it ends with questions, with quiet moments when you realize that survival itself is a victory, that choosing yourself is brave, and that feeling lost does not mean you are broken. Every step forward, even the smallest, counts, and every pause to breathe is part of the journey. The truth no one talks about is that life is messy and beautiful at the same time, and that being honest with yourself is the only way to truly live.